Hello students, we will discuss today on a topic of your general science, that is the reflection of light, and this topic is meant for class 10 students. Before starting this topic, you must know what is light. The light is a form of energy. Light is nothing but a form of energy, like other forms of energies, like heat energy, sound energy, electrical energy, or mechanical energy. We'll discuss the properties of light. Properties of light. So what are the properties of light? The properties of the light are your reflection, refraction, diffraction, polarization, all these things. At present, we'll discuss this important property of light that is known as reflection. You all know that when light travels in a medium, that means travels in a medium means it is a transparent medium. It may be over air, it may be glass, or maybe it may be water, whatever it may. When travels in a particular medium, the light travels in a straight line. How light travels? Light travels in form of rays or beams of light or rays of light from the, suppose there is a source of light, from the source of light the light travels in form of rays. You know, the light while traveling in a medium, it behaves like particle nature and wave nature. This is the dual character of light. That means both behaves as a wave as well as a particle. All these things we'll study in higher classes, but today we'll discuss reflection of light. When light travels in a medium, it travels in form of rays and beams and travels in a rectilinear path or a straight line path when travels in a medium, in a particular medium. But while traveling on a in a medium, if there is an object and it falls on that object, and if the object is polished and smooth and opaque also, then after falling on the surface of that object, the light is bounced back from the same medium in which they are coming from. So this bouncing back of light is called reflection. This bouncing back of light is called reflection. And light travels, I explained you the light travels in straight line path. Straight line path, how it is, what is the evidence for that? Suppose if you take a source of light, if you take a source of light which is very small, this is the source of light which is very small, and there is a opaque object, and there are large number of rays of light are radiating or coming from or propagating, and when this fall on the opaque surface, some light rays are obstructed, and some of the large number of some of the lights rays will be just passing through the edge and fall on the screen behind kept behind the object. So where the light rays are obstructed and there is absence of light rays here, that is why a shadow is formed. You will mark the edge of this shadow is very sharp. So the sharp nature of the shadow is the evidence that the light travels in a straight line. When it is not possible in case of a relatively bigger source of light, in which the edge of the edge of the shadow of light not sharp, it is edgy. So that is why when you take a light source, it must be very small. Ideally, it must be a point, but must not be a point ideally. Theoretically, not what a point, but this, if we take the small source of light, the sharp edge of the shadow is prominent. Then I shall explain everything in latter topics, but till now I have explained the what is reflection, and if we asked what is the reflection, in definition you have to remember this. When the a light ray while traveling a light ray while traveling in a straight line path in a medium falls on a smooth, polished, and opaque surface is bounced back to the same medium, and this property of light is known as reflection. This property of light is known as, you see, a figure has been given. This is a reflecting surface. The light has been coming from a source and falling on this surface, smooth, polished, opaque surface. It is bounced back. So the light is reflected in this way. So this is the explanation of how light reflection takes place. And before explaining the reflection of light, we'll consider the reflection of light in a plane surface. When the light coming from a source falling on a reflecting surface, and this ray is called as incident ray. The point at which it falls, it is called point of incident, and in this way, in this direction is reflected back, returned back. It is called reflected ray. If you draw a normal at the point of incident perpendicular to this reflecting surface, this is called normal. So this is normal. Do you know what is incident ray, what is reflected ray, what is the point of incident, and the angle What is angle of incident? Angle of incident is the angle made by the normal incident ray with the normal drawn at the point of incident. Similarly, angle of reflection is the angle made by the reflected ray with the normal drawn at the point of incident. This is the angle of reflection and this is the angle of incident. So I have explained these terms: incident ray, reflected ray, point of incident, incidents, and you see I have already explained these things. Then we'll go to what is laws of reflection. There are two laws of reflection. One first law and second law. Your angle of incident is equal to the angle of reflection. Is one. It is the first law. Second law, the incident ray, the normal and the uh, reflecting ray or reflected ray, they lie all in the same plane, reflecting surface. The incident ray, the normal to the reflecting surface at the point of incident, and reflected ray lie the all lie in the same plane. So you see here, this angle is the angle of incident is equal to angle of reflection. This is one law, first law. Secondly, this incident ray and this normal and this is the reflected ray, they lie in the same plane. So this is the plane mirror, plane reflecting surface. This is a horizontal plane. And if we imagine a vertical plane at right angles to this plane, then this incident ray and normal and reflected lie in that plane. That is why in the second law it has been explained that the normal reflected ray incident they lie in on one plane at a point of incident. The incident ray, the reflected ray, and the normal and point of incident they lie in one plane. So this is the explanation for the reflection in a plane surface or a plane mirror. Here I will explain how reflection takes place in a plane mirror. For this you have taken an extended object. Suppose AB is object and it is kept at a distance, some distance before the mirror. From A we will consider a ray is coming towards the reflecting surface or mirror and incident on this point and this point of incident and is reflected back in this direction. Again we will consider another incident ray falling at this point C, which is just at the level of C horizontal, and it is reflected back in this direction. If we extend this reflected ray in this direction, they will not meet at all. If we will extend in back side of the reflecting surface of the back side of the mirror, it will meet at point E. So the image of A is formed at E. When we see through the mirror, this point A will be shown here. Similarly, each and every point, this image will be formed at each point corresponding to this point, image will be this point, and I, as a whole, totally the extended object, the image is formed like this. We will see the image size, object size is equal to the image size, and the distance from the reflecting surface, that is the distance of object from the reflecting surface, the object distance is equal to image distance, that is the distance of the image from the reflecting surface of the mirror or the mirror. So the object distance is equal to image distance, and the image formed in this is virtual in nature. Actually, the image is formed. Image is not formed by actual intersection of the reflected rays. So this is a virtual image. If we hang a screen at this backside of the mirror, the image will not be formed on that screen. So that is why it is a virtual image. Another important aspect of reflection in a pale mirror, lateral inversion takes place. That means the left and the right side are just inter interchanged. Your right side will be shown as left side, or left side will be shown as right side in mirror. If you show your face or show your image before a plain mirror, you show your left hand as if your right hand and right hand as if your left hand. Similarly, you can experimentally exhibit. If you write a letter Q and see through a mirror, in the mirror you will see the letter Q just reverse, laterally changed, laterally interchanged, and it is shown like P. You will read that P. So this is due to lateral inversion during reflection in a plane mirror. So I have explained the laws of reflection and how image is formed in a plane mirror, and I have explained the nature of image formed in a plane mirror. What is erect, virtual, object size is equal to image size, and object distance is equal to image distance, and the image is formed in the opposite side of the object, and the virtual images are unreal, which cannot be captured by a screen. Lateral inversion of the image also takes place. We have already explained in the figure 5. Already explained the figure 5. And this is the laws of reflection. Remember, the laws of reflection is applicable whatever reflecting surface may be. We don't think that reflecting surface is always a plane surface. It may be a curved surface. The important are important is very important curved surface. Example of curved surface reflecting surface is spherical mirror. This spherical mirror. We will discuss about the spherical mirrors, all about the spherical mirrors in our next class. Thank you.